Hello to everyone. I am Professor Raja, working as Assistant Professor, EC Department, SNS College of Technology and Autonomous Institution, Coimbatore. In this YouTube video, I am going to discuss about 23 EET 105 Fundamentals of Electrical and Electronics Engineering subject under the Unit 3 Wiring, Grounding and Safety for the topic Conduit Wiring. So conduit wiring is one type of a method where we have to provide a safety in electrical wiring connections. Based on unit 1 and 2, you may know how the resistor, capacitor, inductors are working and what are the difference between DC generators and DC motors, how they are working in real time and how these are implemented in design thinking approach. All are you understood and their video links are given at this description link. Now I am going to discuss the conduit wiring. So conduit wiring is a measure of how two electrical wires are joined together in the form of neat connection. So these are the example of one-way conduit, three-way conduit and a two-way conduit. Now I am going to discuss in detail. Electrical conduits are used to protect and provide the route of electrical wiring in an electrical system. Electrical conduits are made of metal, plastic or fiber and it can be rigid or flexible. Conduits must be installed by electrician as per standard regulation and we cannot do in the manual way. For workshop and public buildings, conduit wiring is the best and most desirable system of wiring. It provides a protection and safety against fire because instead of the wires are in open, by using this plastic based conduit material, we can make the security of people, those who are walking in and around through that wiring is more secure and more safeable. So there are two types of conduits are available. One is the class A conduit and another one is the class B conduit. In class A thin layered steel sheet of low gauge is available and for class B conduit a thick steel sheet of high gauge is available. The next one, the figures are shows that how this thin layered sheets are available and how these thick sheets are available. These are seen anywhere in your laboratory and anywhere in your classroom as per the discussion of the given topic. Next, material used in conduit wirings are galvanized iron wire, elbow, coupling, vulcanized Indian rubber or polyvinyl chloride insulated cables, lock nut, clip and junction box. These figures shows how they look like. For example, galvanized iron wires are normally we are using laboratory purpose and elbow or couplings and couplings are made up of steel cable and vulcanized iron rubbers are used as a insulated material. Then clip, normally we are using this clip in somewhere to hold the photos work. And finally the junction box, you may junction box. Junction box is the material where more number of switches are placed together in a particular way. Next we can see the advantages of conduit wiring. It is safe, better appearance, no risk of fire, no risk of damage of cable insulation, safe from humidity, smoke, steam, etc. No risk of shock and a long lasting lifetime. And we can also see the disadvantage of conduit wiring are it is more expensive, installation is not easy because it is done by professionals, not easily customizable for future use. Once if we place the conduit in a building, we cannot replace by a immediate time of work. Then hard to detect faults. So these are the mind map which are discussed in this topic. The conduit wirings are divided in 5 different classifications. One is the purpose and characteristics, types of conduit, materials and accessories, applications, advantages and disadvantages, and general rules for wiring in the safety purpose. So purpose and characteristics, it protects electrical wiring, it provides route for wiring, it is made up of metal, plastic and fiber, it can be rigid or flexible, it is best suitable for building purposes. Next type of conduits already we see, it is by the way of thickness and gauge and it is by the way of insulation and material, that is group A and group B. Material and accessories, if you go back to the series, material used in conduit wiring are galvanized iron, elbow, coupling, VAR or PVC insulated cables, clips, junction box. Then next we also see the advantages and disadvantages of this conduit wiring. More it is safe and secure instead of going for a open connection. So by the way, if you are placing this kind of connection in a rooftop or any ground floor, the student, those who are crossing this, will not touch the wires. If the conduit wiring is not placed, means sometimes the children can touch the wiring by taking their wire with their hands, and sometimes the old people are fall down through that place of wiring. It creates some harmful, dangerous condition to that particular area. So this is the main advantage. Also if you see the disadvantages, it is more expensive, and if we put this connection on the ground floor or a top floor, we need a specialized expert to make that connection in the easiest way. So these are the two different disadvantages are available in conduit wiring. So conduit wirings are good in a high level of risky areas, and it is more disadvantages that it is only done by the proper installed people or proper electrician. So we completed. So now we discussed this topic in the mean of design thinking phase. First phase is the empathize phase, that is understanding the needed. In this phase, learners focus on why conduit wiring is needed. Real world challenge. Traditional open wiring often leads to hazards such as electric shock, fire, short circuits, and mechanical damages. Electricians and engineers need a safety, durable, and organizing wiring system that can protect the conductors, make maintenance easy. So this is the area where open wiring hazards are having that problem. Empathy perspective. So first we can see the electrician pain, difficulty in maintaining open wires and high risk of damages. Homeowners concern, safety and neat appearance. So because of these wires are in open, if we are placed in a neat condition, it look very safety. Then engineers need compliance with the standard and long-term reliability. So here the empathy part we completed. Next is the defined path. So in this defined path, the main problems are now we can make it clear. How might we design an electrical wiring system that ensures maximum safety, aesthetic appeal, and durability and ease of maintenance? The key issues identified are open wiring is unsafe and prone to damage. That is the first problem. Wires needs mechanical and environmental protection. Modern buildings require neat concealed installations. Maintenance should be simple and standardized. Design and challenges. We can develop a wiring system that solve all these problems, leading to a concept of conduit wiring. Next part is the ideate part. So in this ideate part, the student now do the brainstorming different ways to solve the wiring problem. So in their home, they can see this kind of connections, or in their factory, they can see this kind of metal connections, or sometimes they can see the PVC conduit wiring in hospital. So what are the possible ideas that the student can think means, first they use PVC or metal pipes to protect wires. It choose between surface or concealed conduit wiring depend on environment or cost. We can implement color-coded conduits for easier maintenance. And we can integrate smart conduits with the sensors for fault detection. Next we see the types of conduit wiring in general ideas: surface conduit wiring, concealed conduit wiring, metal conduit wiring, and PVC conduit wiring. Next is the prototype. Once we find the problem and we can make the solution, once the ideas are formalized, then we can go for the implementation part called the prototype part. In this stage, the ideas are transformed into practical design or models. The activities and demonstrate models we planned are: create a small wiring board model using PVC conduit junction boxes and wiring cable like these pictures. The next, draw a layout diagram showing the path of conduit switches and distribution boards. Use software tools like AutoCAD Electrical, Tinkercad to simulate the design. Next part is the testing part. So once we done all this, we can go and do the real-time testing in a original of how the conduit wiring is working. After building the prototype or simulation, student evaluate its performance. The testing performance are safety, aesthetics, durability, cost effectiveness, ease of maintenance. And we can get the feedback like student present their design in to periods for evaluation and reflect on what worked well and what could be improved. So in this YouTube video, I have discussed how the conduit wirings are working and how the way of general rules of wiring are happen and how these are worked in a safetiest way. Next YouTube video, I will bring a new topic for fundamentals of electrical engineering students. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you all.